The following podcast contains real reviews and the ridiculous reactions of two would-be oracles of the internet. The opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Seriously.
Hello and welcome to ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
This show, boy, does it have internet reviews?
Boy.
Is it on the internet? Is it comedy? And is it a podcast? I think I went reverse order. I hope that didn't confuse you.
Either way, it checks all those boxes.
There's boxes and we're checking them. I mean, sometimes it's fun when you got that little work checklist you do every day to go from the bottom up sometimes, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you switch things around. Makes you feel alive.
Makes you feel so. It's the only thing that makes me feel alive anymore. Doing the checklist backwards. Do you want to start with the review?
Yeah, as long as we're doing things backwards. I mean, not that that's backwards. Whatever. I've got an Amazon review for Vick's Nyquil Severe Cold, Flu, and Congestion Medicine 2x12 fluid ounce twin pack berry flavor maximum strength nighttime relief. Now, clever listeners out there will be like, didn't Matt post a 5-star or 1-star review of this self-same product on Instagram at reviewparty.com? And the answer is yes. Thank you for paying attention to the things we do. It really means a lot. But this is a different review. This is a review from West Miller. And, you know, sometimes you just find a review and it makes you giggle. It's more than it should. And this is one of those. West Miller titles their review, Worst Diarrhea Ever. And they write, my wife and I have been using Vick's Nyquil for many years. Last week, the only thing available at Costco was the new Vick's Severe Nighttime. But it was red, so I bought a 3-pack without reading the label. My wife used it first and woke up in the middle of the night in a puddle of her own defecation. I used it a few days later and had the worst case of recurring, quote, exploding diarrhea for nearly 36 hours. The carpet stains in my apartment could easily cost me $1,200 to remove. Not the deal I was counting on. Please dump the severe and give me back the original formula ASAP. William, 1 star.
When I heard the case of the wife, I just thought, wow, she's sleeping so good, you know, her bodily functions are sleeping as well. They also get to go for a slumber.
That was really the detail that got me. It shouldn't tickle me that much, but to wake up and be like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Like what? Yeah, how do you even... It's like I imagine what a sleepwalker feels like or something, like waking up after a fugue state, like what happened? But, you know, those muscles that hold my poop back, probably the hardest working muscle in my body.
Generally pretty engaged consistently.
Right, it needs a break. Doesn't it need a break sometimes too?
Yeah, the Nyquil Severe, put it out. Laid it flat, your sphincter, just wide.
My calves, my thighs, my shoulders, my biceps, they've all failed me, you know, from time to time. But nary a cramp, nary a Charlie horse from my butt, my poop holding back muscle.
Oh, that would be the worst cramp. Ooh, I got a stitch. Ooh, oh.
Yeah, that's what... I feel like you just slowly start twisting away. Your whole body is contorting and spiraling.
Get this man a banana. He's cramping up.
He is cramping up. Yeah. Sometimes you get those cramps where it like there's the main cramp and it spider webs to the nearby muscles and destroys you.
Yeah, it's like, I in my mind, I'm like, ooh, it's curdling. It's just like a glass of milk curdling and spreading. Yeah, it's crawling. But if we want to change the mood, I do have one other review of this stuff. This comes to us from Ashlyn Garrison, who titles her review, False Advertising. She writes, ingredient list says alcohol, but the item packaging I received does not include alcohol. I am no alcoholic, but I like my Nyquil to have it because I feel it works better. Personal preference. I returned the product. None of the severe Nyquil liquids I found at stores have it either. I didn't start looking until after buying and returning this item. Just a heads up for those curious like I was. I didn't listen to another reviewer who stated this because it listed alcohol on the ingredient list in the listing photo. 1 star.
This just makes me worried about how many people out there are home apothecaries. It doesn't sound like she went to the mixing table as a result of this lack of alcohol, but how many would?
You're saying a little bit of 1 part NyQuil, 1 part vodka?
Oh, yeah. The schmixer.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it.
That's not a screwdriver. That's a screwed driver, dude.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Oh, this kid's NyQuil doesn't have any alcohol in it. Johnny, let me mix you. You like it shaken or stirred, bud? So this person didn't have the uncontrolled poops.
No. Sounds like it was just fine. There was lots of different, like some people, it kept them up instead of putting them to sleep. Some people just didn't like that it didn't have alcohol and said it didn't work. I guess some people pooped. This person just, I was missing that booze element.
I have a review here, believe it or not. We're talking about the technology of the body. Let's talk about the technology of the computer.
Ooh.
I'm talking about, from Amazon, the Sabrent. I didn't even notice that part. 10-port, 60W USB 3.0 hub with individual power switches and LEDs. Includes 60-watt, 12-volt, 5-amp power adapter, HBBU10.
Okay.
ESC titles their review, need to update the firmware to work properly and watch out for the virus.
You kidding me?
Just purchase the 7-port hub and it doesn't work with Windows 11. It says your devices are underpowered. You need to download the firmware from Sabrent site and upgrade. The instructions are in all Chinese and your antivirus will keep deleting the file as it detects it as a virus. To remove the virus, you need to disable your virus scanner and delete the rhc.exe file name and rename it to cache rhc.exe to rehc.exe. If you run rhc.exe, it'll infect the other exes on your system.
What?
I found out the hard way. I notified Sabrent about the virus and they're looking into it. But the file is still on the site as of right now. I don't know why someone from Sabrent can't make the app to flash or to translate the directions from factory to English and clean up the files and directory structure. They are giving you a zip file off a developer's computer and expect you to run it, and it's not some very straightforward for someone who isn't tech savvy. Other than that, the product works great after the firmware update, 3 stars.
Goodness gracious. I feel like I was slapped in the face with a textbook.
It's a textbook that's just kind of wrong. That just feels like that the person who wrote it doesn't know what they're talking about.
It's an Amazon textbook.
The Amazon's basic networking textbook. You gotta go in and make sure you do. Listen, you don't want all the EXEs corrupted on your system.
Okay.
You don't want your executables to not be executing. Listen, I changed my file name. I was trying to launch Steam. I changed it from steam.exe to supersteam.exe. But then I couldn't open
Didn't work?
Microsoft Word anymore because the exe was destroyed. All my exes were destroyed because of this 10 plug-and-play 10-port USB.
Did anybody find this review helpful?
Oh, that's a good question. No. No one cared. It's been out for years.
Ugh. That's a shame.
And this is, we got almost 200K global ratings. This is one of those Amazon is pushing the products.
Right. It's not swept under the rug. It's not brand new.
There are eyes on ESE's review, and no one is taking it seriously.
People just sort of...
No one is executing on this knowledge.
Shall I be your executioner?
It's also really funny to me to get the email from the company. We're looking into this, and then is he checking every day if it's changed? And if it isn't, can't you get the hint, buddy?
They don't care.
That they don't care, and your problem's not real. You made it up. I think that might be all we get from that one. Art, do you have another review?
Yeah, I'm revisiting another old area. I found another review for the otoscope, the Amazon listing 3rd generation Dr. Mom slimline stainless LED pocket otoscope with soft white natural hue light spectrum and a clamshell packaging. That's the thing that the doctor puts in your ear to have a look around.
Yeah, Google didn't. I noticed when I typed otoscope into Google during the notes, they don't think that's a real word. So Google's stupid too this time.
What up, Google? Come on. This is a review from Bob Van Wagner. Bob titles his review, "Excellent device for those with hearing aids. Else, how do you know your ear canals are open?" And Bob writes, "My wife was able to verify high wax production in my one ear, even after days of using Debrox. So before I go to Costco for their hearing aids next week, I'll see a regular doctor to get my ear cleaned out. Otherwise, the trip to Costco Hearing Aid Center would be a waste, as the techs there do not clean ear canals. Found that out on my first trip there. Cost of Costco trip and taking off work, over $200. Savings on Costco pricing of top-line hearing aids, over $3,000 easily. Depends which ones I pick. Thanks, Costco, for driving down the exorbitant prices of hearing aids. If my iPhone with far more electronics and ability to work despite harsh and damp handling costs a fraction of a top-line hearing aid, something is wrong with the market. I know what it is. Most adults over 40 should have hearing aids, just as most in that same age cohort use reading glasses or prescription glasses. Cost of visit to doctor to clean out ear, over $200. Cost of otoscope, under $30. Cost of wife, priceless dollars. My wife is a licensed health professional. She works with mouths, though, not ears. My model is the 3rd generation with the packaging used as a case. Nice engineering. 5 stars.
Jesus. They're imagine the break room, the whatever, wherever the nurses hang out before they go and talk to the people. Jeez, I can't. Have you seen this guy's ears? How are we supposed to get anything in there?
There's no room. It's like a suitcase. You can't get shut.
I know the hearing aid applier's job isn't to clean your ear, but imagine going to the dentist and they're them just being like, no. You gotta excavate this situation before I can even get in there.
If you've got burger chunks and broccoli, nah. I imagine that's not great for the dentist, but that's definitely different than your ear being clogged up.
Yeah, the feeling of sitting down to help show this man how to put his hearing aid in, and then seeing whatever they saw to have to turn him away and say, "Clean your damn ears, sir." It must have been horrible. Miss Frizzle couldn't even fathom.
Couldn't get through there with the magic school bus.
That episode of Magic School Bus just ends in a horrifying crash.
We're running out of oxygen. We can't get out of the wax.
They're just impacted in the already impacted wax. So this poor professional mouth woman or whatever she is can't even dig it out.
Yeah, there's a bit of a review of his wife in this. There's definitely a review of Costco in this review.
Yeah, I guess I didn't touch on it. There's so much that he is demanding of us in this review. demanding of our time, our patience, our logic.
He's a meandering man.
It says a lot of his personality that he's like shopping around earwax cleaning prices.
I just clicked to Bob Van Wagner's profile. First of all, his profile picture is like an exercise ball. Just a silver exercise ball, which almost completely fills the circle profile pic.
Exercise ball.
And his little about section says, "My name is Name. In America, no government or court can force a name upon me. That happens to be common law, dating back centuries to ancient England. That is, in America, I can adapt or modify my name as I choose, for my own reasons, as long as it is not purposes of committing fraud. And by the way, Bob is the same name as Robert, just as 4 is the same as 2 + 2. So yeah."
I didn't know that in America we honor ancient laws from England. That's new to me.
Is his point that we don't? That we pseudo do, but it's not real law?
I think he is speaking on it as though this isn't a law of the land, of the government. This is a law of the world. This is like when ice goes under or when water goes under 32 degrees, it turns to ice.
Immutable facts.
Right. When
sort of nature.
Names are names, they're names. So, why don't you think about that, idiot?
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
I was really hoping when I really had to think on his name that he was like just a furniture salesman. Come on down to Bob Van Wagner's Impacted Ear Furniture Emporium. When our guys lift up your couch, earwax will just shoot out their ears. You cannot fit anything in there because I'm not an earwax or a earwax knower. I don't know. I clean my ears sometimes, but earwax I'm not a hearing aid understander. Don't they just kind of sit on the outside of your ear canal?
I think most do. Yeah, there's different kinds these days, but
yeah, I kind of at this point I'm picturing it like a full ice cream tub, where if you even pushed on the top a little, it would just spurt out the edges.
You don't want that coming out of your ears.
No, that would be terrible. Okay, so we covered the earwax. His wife has got a job. He's got a job. But I guess that's the other thing. Why do we care about his time? Like, thinking about your life, like, well, I had to leave work, so that's $200, but then I saved $3,000. And you have to agree that an iPhone being less affordable than a disability aid like a hearing aid sucks, but
preach,
I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah, it's almost like he's saying that we're supposed to be on his side because hearing aids are expensive, but it's so hard to get on someone's side when their amount of earwax is unfit for society.
Right. We just can't align ourselves with that kind of person.
Right. It's like, you're in line behind someone and they're complaining to the cashier and they have those long Guinness Book of World Record fingernails or something. Yeah, you just be like, what are you doing, dude?
That ain't right.
Yeah. You're carrying around a handbag just to keep your fingernails in, man, and you think you know stuff about this world? Bro doesn't know about Q-tips, and he's telling me about how to navigate the American medical system with Costco.
Yeah, Costco. God bless America, Costco.
Yeah, that's the real glue keeping it together. Costco and their dogs. I want to go get me a hot dog. I think it's break time.
Break time?
Bye.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to a diversion. What is it this week? What is it? It's I don't know if it has a sound effect. It is bump 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 dump dump. Sounds like a game show. Sounds like Family Feud. Do 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 do. We are returning to someplace we haven't visited in some time. It is 5-star review the game. It's a Trivial Pursuit-esque game that is based around reviews. I was gifted a copy of this game at some point after we started the podcast, and it took years until I actually saw another copy in the wild or any copy available for purchase online other than the one that I owned. But maybe you can get your own out there. If not, then just play along with us.
Allegedly on Amazon for less than $20 right now?
Whoa, alright, join the fun, everybody. It features questions from categories such as Historical Howlers, Mystery Basket, 1-Star Wonders, Facts and Stats, and Fill the Blanks. I think I'll start with the orange card, which I have on top here, the Historical Howler. The question is, Brent, which pop group were turned down by a record company because, quote, guitar groups are on the way out? A. The Beatles. B. Nirvana. C. U2.
I feel like saying that to Nirvana is just like saying, I don't know, like they could care, you know? So I'm going to go with the Beatles because that's just wild.
You are 100% correct. It was the Beatles.
Yeah, only an old-timey, like, Liverpool guy from the era of black and white TV would say, like, guitar music's on the way out, see?
Right. Rock and roll is dead.
We're all about throwing around disco balls.
I will next go to the mystery basket. This question. Which 2013 movie got this 1-star review? Quote, I did not like the treatment of people. A. Les Miserables. B. Toy Story 3. Or C. 12 Years a Slave.
I mean, that last one is so funny, right? But I think the way in which Toy Story is a funny answer is how this game is usually funny. So I'm going to go with Toy Story.
Your initial instinct was spot on. It was 12 Years a Slave. It took every ounce to not read that one in a tongue-in-cheek manner.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that one is the most shocking. So
good. I'm glad you didn't enjoy that. You weren't supposed to enjoy that part.
I just thought the whole slavery thing was wrong. They should have paid those people.
Who are you telling this to? Is this more for you? Did you have some awkward barbecue interaction last summer? You're still trying to get over?
I just don't understand why the slave owners couldn't have been nice.
All their slaves seem so nice.
If they would only listen to their backstories, they'd be so invested like me.
God. Yeah. Glad that person hopefully took away what they were supposed to take away.
I hope they just lied. I hope 5-star review game is just lying.
Probably. Some of these, I don't know. It's like this game was just pulled from the ether of the universe and given to me. Here's a 1-star wonder. Which movie got this 1-star review? Quote, he dies in the end. The Artist, Bohemian Rhapsody, or The Curious Case of Benjamin Button?
I don't know the first movie, but the second two are both funny. Excuse me. I'm going to go with Bohemian Rhapsody, though.
You got it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just the like the spoilers the Titanic sings.
Yeah. I didn't like it because the boat went down.
And it's sort of in biography movies like that, I think the filmmakers understand that you know the end, and that sort of colors the whole experience.
Right.
Right? There's that inevitable sense of doom like looming over it.
How you get there and still have it be poignant and meaningful, even if you already know the denouement of the story. I actually haven't seen the end of that movie. I was giving platelets and watching it once. And it's like a 2-hour process giving platelets, but the movie's like 2 hours and 10 minutes long or something like that. And so right when he got on stage at the concert at the end, I'm like, well, I'm done. So I still
at least
as far as I know, he's still alive. This is what I'm 5 stars.
Very happy movie, actually.
Yeah.
Freddy's in a retirement home with his cats. Loving life. Oh, wouldn't that be good? But, I mean, at least you get the whole, like, Rite Aid concert scene, like, you pretty much got to see it in trailers leading up to that movie.
True.
Anyway. What a twist. Freddie lives.
Wow. This is really...
Reality is altered.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, so for our movie, we thought if we just let Freddie live that it would alter reality and everything would be better.
I think it's going to test well with audiences, too.
They did make that Napoleon movie that's, like, not historically accurate at all.
Right, yeah. I was curious about that, but did not see it.
Yeah, that is such a curiosity watch. How much do they talk about Napoleon as a pervert? How much do they talk about Napoleon as a short guy with a temper? And they also put a scene of Napoleon shooting cannons at the pyramids.
Oh.
I don't even think when Napoleon was around, Egyptians cared about the pyramids like that. It's not like an in-game, real-time strategy video game objective.
Right.
Destroy the pyramids and destroy the people's morale.
You have destroyed one relic.
Right. No, exactly. The little achievement pops up. You destroyed the pyramids.
Moving on, we have the facts and stats card. Which cosmetics retailer faced a wave of 1-star reviews in 2018 after it ran an ad campaign seen to be anti-police? Beauty Mart, The Body Shop, or Lush?
My head says Body Shop just because I don't know why head, but my heart says Lush just because Lush running an ACAB ad would be so funny.
It's Lush.
That's and
awesome. I want to find it. I want to see how bad, if it really deserved some review bombing.
Bacon? Was it some sort of like a bacon soap? Some sort of donut soap?
Yeah, donut bath bomb.
Right. Are we talking about like Chief Wiggum levels of disparity here, or were they really going at him? You know, there's some. The spectrum of making fun of police runs the full gamut of totally innocent to biting and crazy. And I would love to know where Lush is on that spectrum. You know how the nice ladies always walk up to you in there and ask you if you want to like sniff their arms or whatever?
Yeah.
Going on.
Feel so smooth.
Yeah, a cop walks into Lush, they just get fucking drop kicked. All the ladies just like their eyes like turn red like sleeper cells, and they all just rush them.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be sweet. I would get a cop to go in there just to see the action. Officer, all the soap in here is turning into donuts. I don't believe it.
Oh, better get in there.
Better check this out. Cock's gun. Okay, you got another one.
Yeah. Rounding it out with fill the blanks. Complete this 5-star review of a seaweed extract dietary supplement. Amazing. I give this to my cat, and it cure him of blank. Autism, COVID-19, or fleas.
I think they're going to say autism because this guy's trying to be funny.
They said autism.
Yeah. This person, it's you just follow the internet fads. People saying their cat had autism was big around when 5-star review game was forged in the fires. So
that's the thing.
That
COVID-19 is printed on this card. It still unsettles me a little bit.
Yeah.
It just feels weird, man. Just feels weird.
The way our media was scared of tackling COVID as a subject kind of makes all that stuff feel even weirder too.
Yeah.
How many movies about the Great Depression are there versus how many movies where the characters wear a mask for a scene? It's just it's just as kind of crazy that we as a society parse that whole thing and we barely have any art. And I'm sure more will come out of it. And I think there's a lot of art that came out that was about COVID isolation without actually being about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like review game here. 5-star review game going real deep. Do you have the board, by the way, for the game? Or do you just have the cards?
I've got the
You do.
board.
I'm looking at the board on Amazon right now. You go from the middle of the board is log in, and then you have to get to log out on the other sides. When I want to log out on Amazon, I just hit the little X.
Yeah.
Go on a board game journey.
Yeah.
Any more brain busters?
That's we hit all the categories, so I think you were 4 for 5 too. So
4 for 5, yeah. No, that makes me feel good because first time we did this, I cleaned house. I thought I was a god of trivia reviews, and then I feel like the last few times I've absolutely shat the bed. Absolutely done terrible.
It's been a while though. Maybe we oversaturated it.
Oh yeah, I was so my brain could only fit so much review trivia in it. I needed some time to replenish. I need to go to the doctor and get my ears cleaned out. I have a review. Here, let me get this one in the episode before anything crazy happens. I went on IMDb and found a review for Rocko's Modern Life.
Nice.
It is a personal favorite of Matt and I's, a cartoon that was on Nickelodeon from 1993 to 1996. Can you believe it was only that long?
That's, well, I don't know, how Nickelodeon type seasons, they could be huge numbers sometimes.
Right,
so
this could be 100 episode seasons, that's true.
But still, that's a brief spot in the sun.
Of course, Rocko's Modern Life reviews were all very positive. So, of course, I found a negative one. This review by Jose Miguel 71192, maybe of our age and also an enjoyer of 7-Eleven like me. The problem with this, they title it isn't awful, but it's pretty bad. They write, the problem with this show is that it's pretty hit or miss, there are a few episodes that are actually funny, but a lot consists in random things on screen without any consistency. For example, the Kiss Me I'm Foreign episode, it has a few funny scenes, but a lot then it's just random and not in a funny way. But the episode Commuted Science is actually really funny and has plenty of laughs. If the show was the best episode, it would be great, but the bad episodes of this show isn't very good. I prefer SpongeBob because when it's random, it's done in a funny way, but this show has a lot of times isn't. When I watched the first episode, No Pain, No Gain, I thought it was pretty funny. And then the next episode, Jet Scream, it was funnier. The humor was pretty random. and a lot of it was actually funny. But then I was continuing, and I noticed that some of the episodes focused on random humor that isn't funny. If the writers know of to do good comedy, why focus on the unfunny humor? To be upset with the show instead of enjoying it? Like 60 to 70% of the show, it's random unfunny humor, and 30 for 40%, it's actually funny. 4 out of 10 stars.
I can't handle these sentences. Random humor that isn't funny.
Uh-huh.
Humor that isn't... If it isn't funny, it isn't humor.
Listen, if I subjectively do not think it's humor, objectively, it's not humor. And you want to know why? Because it's random.
Sometimes the random is good. Sometimes it's too random.
But this random is... See, I have these 6 dice, and they all sometimes roll 1s, and they all sometimes roll 6s, but I thought these dice were good random. These dice are bad random.
Maybe it's better. Maybe that's a more egalitarian, magnanimous view of, well, I can see that this was intended to be humor, but it isn't for me. Or maybe that's just too robotic. It's like, I have analyzed 14 bits in the show. 10 bits were unsuccessful.
Yeah, the name dropping of the episode names, and I do usually respect that, but it makes me think this was approached in a bit of a too systematic nature. You didn't let the vibes of Rocko's Modern Life wash over you.
You gotta let them wash.
You gotta let them wash. A big guy like Heifer is in that show. You gotta let him wash.
And besides, Rocko's Modern Life walked, so SpongeBob could run and sing and dance and have a voice.
No, I think the wonderful man who created SpongeBob, God rest his soul, I think would be one of the first people to tell you that there wouldn't be much of a SpongeBob without Rocko's. Not that SpongeBob isn't wholly unique in birth from that lovely man's head in his comic book he had to make when he was working at a biology museum or whatever. What biology museum? Zoos? Is that what they're calling them these days?
Yeah, like an aquarium or something.
Aquarium. That's the word.
But also Tom Kenny was a voice actor on Rocko. So
Tom Kenny and isn't Sheldon Plankton? I believe. I got the IMDb right here. I bet he did 1 million voices on the show. Oh, Mr. Lawrence, the voice of Filbert Turtle. Did you know that Plankton's voice actor goes by Mr. Lawrence?
Okay.
That's what it says right there.
That's a little unsettling. Is it not Steve?
Yeah.
Steve Lawrence? I feel like I've seen that name on credits multiple times.
It could be Biff Lawrence. It says is his alternative name.
Never mind.
No, I've seen interviews with Mr. Plankton. He's quite an eccentric.
Okay.
Maybe perhaps an enjoyer of this so-called random humor that everyone's so excited about. But yeah, watch an interview with Mr. Lawrence of Rocko's Modern Life and Plankton out there, folks. If you want to see a strange fella. Oh, Douglas Lawrence Osawaski, known professionally as Mr. Lawrence. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Rocko's is about the vibe to me. Sort of like how Angry Beavers Courage, Ed and Eddie is about the vibe. It's not just about the jokes. And Ed and Eddie is about the jokes. It's gag after gag after gag, but there's a whole vibe, There's the no parents being there. There's just the shape of everything.
You just get dropped right in the universe.
Exactly. I'm gonna send a picture to Matt from Rocko's Modern Life to finish this out here. It's a turtle in a toupee, and we're just gonna see how that hits him.
That's good stuff.
I thought it might be too random to get a laugh out of you, but it looks like it's just right, huh?
No.
Do you have a review?
Yeah. I have a review of the Deli for You Market. It's a grocery store that specializes in like Polish and other Eastern European items. For those who live in the Chicago suburbs, you might, your Oma or whatever might need to go get some pierogies.
No, you'll have salted meat.
Yeah. Give me that cheese and tomatoes. Here's a review from DDW Hudson. They write, the $7.99 plate is a great price depending on who makes the plate. The problem is the younger folks in the deli don't prepare food nicely as older people in the deli. The difference is obvious. The way they pour gravy and the way they situated the food is not as nice as the older servers. I couldn't enjoy my food because it looks like thrown together in skimpy portions. Even she tried to be skimpy with me on gravy. Really? They don't know how to make the food because you have to put it together to maximize flavor. 1 star.
I don't know. I think I'm not a deli goer. There may be New Yorkers, Chicagoans that call me out on this, but deli's kind of like it's like Subway, right? Subway's like the cheapest, lamest deli there is.
Right, yeah. I guess I've never really viewed it that way, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's not, you can't fuse those type of ingredients together like that. You can't like slap ham and bread together and it becomes ham bread, It's sort of a thing of separate ingredients. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's the ageism off the cuff for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to picture everyone I've encountered at a grocery store deli counter.
Mm-hmm.
And what type of people want to be working there. Probably none of them, but if any of them do enjoy working at a grocery store deli counter, it probably is the older people, not the high schoolers working their first job.
Yeah. Are you really so worried about how your gravy falls?
I like it like a little volcano, though,
I don't like just over the top. I like when you make a divot and make a little volcano, okay? If you just put it over the top, it gets everywhere. I like when the mix, but I don't want the gravy mix. The youngins. See, I need an old person who was there when gravy was invented, all right? They don't make gravy like they used to. These young kids don't know what they're doing with gravy. I saw a kid put some flour in his gravy the other day to thicken it up. Could you believe that? That's
not going to enhance the flavor at all. It'll make it
How's
pasty.
that flour going to mix?
Ugh.
She could have just said, there's an inconsistent quality between the employees.
Mm-hmm.
And then talked about the gravy. I would have took the gravy so much seriously. Now the gravy's nothing but a joke to me.
They may be doing you a certain... Maybe they know, like, there's a bad batch of gravy today. I'm only going to give you a little. You paid for it, but I don't want to... You can only have, like, so many parts per million of this bad gravy before you're having a bad butt time.
And gravy's so much more of an umbrella word, I think, than I grew up with it being. I'm really wondering what she ordered with this gravy. What do you get with gravy at a deli?
I don't know, like...
An au jus type sandwich?
Maybe. Whenever I hear people refer to red sauce marinara as gravy, gravy, what planet are you living on right now?
Yeah, that ain't right.
Because that's not mine.
Gravy is like dead animal juice based, and marinara sauce is tomato based.
Yeah.
No one has to die to make marinara sauce. But gravy, someone has to die, unfortunately. I think this podcast is dead, and that just for the week though. We and you know what? We rise up every Tuesday. That's right. # Tuesday Reviews Day. New episodes of reviewparty.com and wherever you like to listen to podcasts. If you want to send in a funny review for us to talk about, we'd love that. Send email with a hyperlink or a screenshot of the review to reviewparty.com@gmail.com and include your name, and we'll throw you some credit.
If you want to reach out to us on social media, guess what? I mentioned it. Instagram @reviewparty.com. Also the same place on TikTok. @reviewpartypod on Twitter or X or whatever. We got a website, reviewparty.com.com. What's there? A lot of blue, a lot of blogs, a lot of things of in and around review content, as well as podcast content, as well as random things you might find interesting. YouTube, Letterboxd, search us, you'll find us, you'll have a real old time. And a good one.
True. That's everything?
I think that's everything.
You're so fast and efficient. Very big thanks to our buddies Nosebleeds for letting us use their song Bread for Breakfast. You can hear it throughout the episode. If you want to hear more jams by them, go on Spotify, Nosebleeds, one word. Follow, subscribe, favorite, whatever that damn button is, wherever you listen. It helps exponentially if you can just tap that. Leave us a review if you can do that. We're the review podcast, so it's neat to have nice reviews, especially on iTunes. I haven't looked lately if we got any new ones, but if you leave one and it's funny or kind or makes us go, huh? Especially if it's 5 stars, we will read it on the show. There's all kinds of stuff. Matt's got a newsletter. Sign up for that shit.
Yeah.
I hope. I don't know if he mentioned that, but he should more because it's great. Carl A. Osley wrote us a review that we're going to send us out on for, you guessed it, you've been waiting for it, Good Burger.
Ooh.
The Nickelodeon movie Good Burger. Amazon alleges it's by Kel Mitchell. But yeah, Carl A. Osley titles their review Fast Shipping. They write, my favorite movie of all time since I was a Nickelodeon 90s kid. Keenan and Kel fan since I watched it back in 1996. These guys are fantastic actors, and I will always cherish this movie and hand it down to my kids and their kids too. Love. Heart emoji, kissing emoji, winky kissing emoji. Hashtag noted. This is Carl's wife. 5 stars.